All right, here we go. Hello, everyone, and welcome. Thank you so much for joining me today as we're giving thanks by giving back. We're doing a charity stream here on Thanksgiving to benefit No Kid Hungry, feeding hungry kids. And I'm really excited about this. We've been doing this every year. It's a lot of fun. And the whole idea here is that, there's a lot of negative things associated with Thanksgiving. It's kind of founded on a lot of negative ideas. There's a lot of excess suffering involved. There's a lot of negativity associated with it. So the idea here is to turn it into something positive, and we're doing that today by, most importantly, feeding hungry kids, raising money, and benefiting the charity No Kid Hungry. So also what we'll be doing today is we're going to be looking at the real roots of Thanksgiving, because it's not often taught in schools, and it's given a whitewashed version that's completely different from what actually happened. So we're going to take a look at the real roots of Thanksgiving. Not only that, but we're going to take a look, because we talk a lot about hidden knowledge and spirituality and metaphysics on this channel. Today, we're going to be looking at indigenous peoples' idea of spirituality, and it's very fascinating, really cool. So we're going to be taking a look at their idea of the nature of reality and spirituality and metaphysics and archetypes. And we're also going to be taking a look at shamanic rituals that they have employed, which is, again, really fascinating. And of course, as well, I will be eating a vegan dinner here on stream. I hate eating on stream, so you all can revel in my uncomfortable awkwardness as I eat some vegan dinner today. But that's what we're doing. I am live right now. It's going to be great. Like I said, I'm really excited. And of course, I will be donating myself as well at the end of the stream. And I have to tell you, our goal, I set our goal to $1,000 to raise $1,000 for No Kid Hungry. It's already met. We already met the 1,000. We're at one point. I think we're at 1,100 now, thanks in large part to Christopher Bombolo, who dropped a huge $1,000 donation, which is absolutely incredible. So of course, what we're going to have to do is update that goal, kind of raise that goal a little bit, because we already met it and we haven't even started yet, which is absolutely amazing, like I said. So I'm going to be doing shout outs to everyone who donates, of course. And also what I will be doing as well is putting anyone's name on the board who donates $50 or higher. And I'll put the amount that they donate next to their name as well, so you can get some recognition for that. And yeah, make sure when you do donate, if you're comfortable with it, don't check anonymous. Do it so we know your name, so I can thank you and shout you out. It's a lot of fun. Of course, if you're uncomfortable with that, though, of course, you can do it anonymously. But it's going to be great. I'm really looking forward to this, because understanding indigenous American spirituality and their metaphysics is actually something it's not talked about very much. It's not something that's really explored in the mainstream, and it's absolutely fascinating. So, like I said, really cool stuff. We're going right now. But before I jump into the chat and say hello to everyone, let me put Christopher's name up on the board. And Spiral says, is there a topic, or are we just raising money? Like I said, the topic today is understanding the roots of Thanksgiving and exploring Native Americans, indigenous people's spirituality, metaphysics, and shamanic rituals. That's what we're talking about today. It's gonna be good. And yes, I will be eating as well. Like I said, vegan food, which I don't like eating on camera, but you seem to enjoy my discomfort, so you hopefully that entertains you. So let me put Christopher, and we have to update the goal as well. Tell me in the comments, because our original goal was 1,000. We're now at 1,100. Tell me in the comments what you think we should update our goal to hit today. And let me get while you guys tell me that, let me get the board out and put some people's names up. So let's see. Let's do, okay, so first of all, thank you so much to Angela. Angela kicked it off with the first donation today at $5. So thank you so much, Angela, for kickstarting everything. Then shout out to Exploring the Holos with a $20 donation. Lucifer with a $5 donation. Christopher Bombolo with a $1,000 donation. So let's do, let's see here. And let's see how I want to be able to put an amount so you guys. Is that, can you guys see that? Yeah, I guess you can kind of see that. $1,000. Okay. Thank you so, God, Christopher, again, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. There's a lot of kids out there. They're going to have a ton of meals because of you. So that's awesome. Think about that. That's so cool. Kids are going to be able to, kids that would go hungry are now going to have some food because of you, Chris. Thank you so much. You are amazing. Appreciate all your support here on this channel and your donations so much. And let's do, what should we do in the chat? Let's do some Signs of New Terra. I think that is Signs of New Terra, the New Earth, in the chat for Christopher. Because that's one of the important things in Neogenianism as we build a new teleocratic planetary civilization is, guess what? We prioritize the well-being of our kids because our kids are the future. And the priority in a teleocratic, a purpose-driven society, which is increasing the quality of life for all, is its citizens. And so cultivating a rich and harmonious citizenship, which absolutely entails the highest quality of care and education for our children, is absolutely paramount. In this world today, people look at the citizens as just tools. The citizens are just a means to an end as workers and consumers. Work to create more product and consume product to increase the bottom line, the GDP, gross domestic product, and it's completely inverted. Money, citizens should not be a means to create more money. Money should be a means to create a more healthy citizenship, a more healthy world planetary system. Anyway, I'm getting a little off topic, carried away here. I just think that it's important to know how important stuff like this is and really highlight that. So anyway, thank you so much, Christopher. Really appreciate that. Let's see, do some shout outs here. Thanks to Athox Oraculus for a $10 donation. Someone anonymous with a $20 donation, and then Janelle Marie with a $50 donation. Thank you so much to Janelle. Let's do some triscales in the chat for Janelle, and I'll put your name on the boards. Like I said today, I'll do anyone over $50. Make sure I spell your name right. Jonjonnelle, Janelle Marie. Perfect. Okay, let's see here. Make sure I don't want to miss anybody because we have the donations flying in, and then I will update the goal amount, of course, as well. So then thank you to Yulin Valor for a $20 donation, Alice Wonders for a $5 donation, Alan Reposh for a $20 donation, Lisa Zawacki for a $20 donation, Ebony McKickass for a $20 donation, another anonymous for $5, another anonymous for $20, and then Sinfully, how are you? Sinfully coming in with a donation for $10. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. You are all amazing. And remember, it's we're both connected and disconnected in this digital age. We're more connected than ever, but sometimes it's hard to realize that like the donations that you're putting in right now aren't just abstract numbers. These are actually going to feed hungry kids. So think about that. That donation that you're putting in right now is going to put food on the table for kids. So that's awesome. Thank you all so much. Let's see. I just want to check because I am streaming to Facebook as well. So hello to everyone over on Facebook. I see you guys there. If you're watching over on Facebook and you want to donate, I put a link in the description of this live video where you can come donate. Actually, I'll put it in the comments in the YouTube chat so that you can donate. Let me see, make sure that I can actually get the correct link here. So let me open up the live feed so I can get the link for everyone on Facebook to come if they would like to donate. And I will pin that. Can I pin that? YouTube? Yes, I can. So that's pinned in the chat. Everyone on Facebook, come on over. Appreciate it. And shout out to our moderators, by the way. I think I see Susan and Jan in the chat. Is that right? Is that right? Big shout out to Susan and Jan. Thank you so much for being able to join us today. Let me bring up that YouTube chat so I can say hello to everyone. Hey, shout out to, let's see, Kate Paul. Hey, Kate Paul, how are you? Coming in with a $5 donation. Thank you. Seal of Snipes, how are you doing, my friend? You tripping today? Thank you so much for a $20 donation. And then Bib coming in with a $5 donation. Christopher, holy shit, are you kidding me? $500 donation from Christopher. You are crazy. Thank you so much. What should we do again for Chris? Let's do, what am I feeling? Let's do some Ad Astras to the stars. Ad Astra, Perispera Ad Astra, through struggle to the stars, meaning that even though life is difficult, we can use that difficult progression to reach higher and to reach higher planes of existence, a better world for everyone as we overcome obstacles. So we have those Ad Astras going in the chat for you, Christopher. Thank you so much. $500 donation from Christopher. That's insane. That's crazy. Thank you so goddamn much. So that's 1,500. Let's adjust this here. So this is now, you guys are going so fast I can't even update the goal. So that's 1,500 coming in. Oh yeah, gotta make sure that you guys can actually see that. Is that visible? Yeah, that's pretty much visible, right? Try and bring it a little closer. I need to get something else because this thing gets so close to me, it gets kind of claustrophobic back here. But there we go, Christopher. Thank you so much. And then we have Flower Dragon. Laura, how are you? Coming in with a $15 donation. Thank you so much. Like I said, I will be doing a donation myself at the very end of the stream. And as a reminder, if you're just coming in, we have a lot going on today. We're taking a look at the real history of Thanksgiving, the real roots of Thanksgiving. We're taking a look at indigenous people's spirituality and metaphysics and how they understand existence and spiritual practices and shamanic rituals, which is going to be really, really interesting. Some very, if you like what I talk about on Gnosticism and all that, that's what we will be talking about today. And we will also be eating a vegan dinner here live on stream, which is incredibly awkward, and you can all enjoy my discomfort as I do that. So let's see. Let me take a look exactly at what we're at here as far as donations go. Let me bring this up in YouTube so that I can see. Let's see here. So we are currently at, goddamn, we're currently at 1,800. We're barely, and huge thanks to Christopher for being the driving force here. But thank you, every single one of you. Thank you, of course, all of you. Appreciate it so much. So our goal was $1,000. It's only 15 minutes into the stream. We're already at 1,800, which is just absolutely insane. So let's update this. What should we update the goal to? I say let's do 2,500. I think 2,500 is a good amount. Let's do that. Make sure it actually updates here. And let's see. Okay, great. It should have updated. That's awesome. So we're at basically 1,800. To be precise, $1,794.14. And our goal is now 2,500, 2.5K. So that's awesome. Thank you all so much. I will be continuing to give shout outs to every single person who donates, and anyone with a $50 donation or higher, I will be putting on the board here. Once again, if you're watching over on Facebook, I'm streaming to Facebook and YouTube. If you're watching over on Facebook, come on over to YouTube where you can make a donation and help feed hungry kids. And this all goes through YouTube. YouTube handles all the donations. It goes straight to kids. So hey, even if you don't like me, donate to hungry kids. I don't care if you like me or not. This is a good cause. This is a great cause, and it's something that is important for, you know, I would hope that everyone can agree this is an important cause. If I'm sure there are some terrible people out there who have some weird reasoning that it isn't, but I would hope the majority of people can realize that this is something very positive. DB, holy shit, thank you so much. DB coming in with a $150 donation. Thank you so much, DB. That's so nice of you. It's so nice to see you. Let's do some fallen angel emojis in the chat. Hey, Pooks, I'm glad you can make it. How are you? Shout out to Michael Bolton coming in with a $5 donation to No Kid Hungry. Thank you so much. Or is that £5? Either way, thank you so much, Michael. I appreciate it. Hope things are going well across the pond. Let's see. So let's put DB, thank you so much. We have all the fallen angel emojis going in the chat for you. I hope you're doing well, by the way. So hey Kay, how are you? Thank you for the $2 donation. DB, did you just do another $100 donation? Holy shit. Thank you so much. That is, you guys blow me away. Every time I do these, you know, we do these charity streams, I'm like, yeah, you know, let's, you know, maybe let's set it at 500 or 1,000. Maybe we'll get close to it. And you guys are awesome. Let's do some more emojis in the chat for another emoji. Let's see. Let's do, yeah. DB did some serpents, I see. So let's follow that up. Let's do some serpents for DB. Shout out to a $5 donation coming in from Anonymous. And so let me put your name up on the board. Let's see, what color should we do for DB. Let's do purple. So that's 250, right? Coming in 250, is that right? Right, everyone can see that, hopefully. Make sure it's on screen. Yes, it is. Great, that's awesome, fantastic. Mr. Monster, how you doing? Thank you for the $5 donation to No Kid Hungry. Appreciate that. Hope you're doing well. Ooh, this thing is so close to me. I'm gonna bash right into it. Oh yeah, just to remind you guys, we are having a secret members only stream after this. We do these every Thursday. It's going to be just a chill, relaxed stream, a hangout after this. Just want to put that out there for anyone who might be wondering if we're still doing that. We absolutely are. So let's see, what are we at right now? We are at 2,000, 2K, 2,000 out of our new goal for 2.5. Okay, so you guys are awesome. Thank you all so much. So let's see. Goddamn Ren, how are you? Thank you so much to Renaissance Fairy coming in with a $50 donation to No Kid Hungry. Thank you so much. I love that. Does anyone know? Does anyone have? I'm sure that No Kid Hungry says like how much. Does anyone know out there? I should know this, but does anyone know? You know, how many meals what monetary value equates to a single meal for a kid? I'd be curious to know. Like, is it $5? Is it $10? Is it $1? What amount? It usually tells you like, oh, every $5 you donate will feed 5 kids or something like that. I don't know. I'm curious if anyone knows what that number is. Let me know. I'm curious. Bib says it's 10 meals per dollar. Is that right? Is that right? Because that's awesome. Can you imagine? Okay, so let's see. Let's do Renaissance Fairy. Let's do blue for Ren. And what should we do in the chat for Renaissance Fairy? Let's do some Eyes of the Absolute. It seems like you guys are saying it's around 10 meals per dollar. Ebony says the website says 10 meals per dollar. That's awesome. We're creating 10 meals for every dollar donated. That's crazy. What are we at right now? We're over 2,000. That's 20,000 meals. Is that right? That's 20,000 meals. That's crazy. Okay, so let's see. Renaissance Fairy, let me put your name. Your name's already up there. Let me put your dollar amount. So that was 50 for Ren. I always have a hard time keeping up with all you. Crystal, how are you? $50 donation coming in for Crystal Mason. Thank you. I love this. I always have a great time with you guys here. Great way to spend Thanksgiving. Crystal Mason, thank you so much. Let's do some Ouroboros in the... What's the plural of Ouroboros? Ouroborosai? Ouroborai? Ouroboros, dialectical Ouroboros in the chat for Crystal Mason. Love, thank you to Love for a $10 donation. Appreciate it. And let's see, thank you to Banjovi for a $50 donation. Thank you so much for Banjovi. Let's do some source formulas in the chat for Banjovi. Let's see, we'll do green for Banjovi. So I want to make sure that that's on screen and everyone can see it. Is that right? Yeah. Okay, that's looking great. I love that. What are we at? 2.2K. 2.2K. That's awesome. All right, so we'll keep that up there. And hey, Lilith, thank you so much for the $5 donation coming in from Lilith. Steffi, Valkyrie, nice to see you coming in with a $5 donation. Appreciate it. DB with another $50 donation. Are you serious? Goddamn. Thank you so much, DB. Some more serpents in the chat for DB. Ebony says Morgue has the best emojis. I agree. They are very cool emojis. So DB's now at 300, is that right? DB did it. Yep. Okay, great. So let's see. I think we should do an. That's a pretty good amount. Let's underline there. Okay, let's see. Hey, Pooks, how are you, Pooks? I'm glad you could join us. Pook's coming in with a $50 donation. Thank you so much. Fantastic. You guys are great. Let's see here. Okay. So, wait, did we do something for Pooks? No, we didn't. What should we do for Pooks? Let's do some more Ad Astras in the chat. Christopher, are you serious? That's Christopher, thank you. So another $500 donation from Chris. I don't know how you're doing that, my friend. Thank you so much. That calls for just all the emojis. Every emoji that there is in the chat for Christopher. Holy shit. Thank you so much. Let's so that's at 2,000. Oh, my throat. I don't know. Something's wrong with my throat today. I feel a tickle. I better not be getting sick. I don't go anywhere. I shouldn't get sick. I'm going to be very annoyed if I do. So that's 2,000. Let's see. I'm going to need, I should have a piece of paper here. Do I have paper here? Get a big arrow. Oh, you can't really see that on screen. I'm trying to do an arrow pointing to Chris. You can kind of see that. Let's see what we can do. Let's highlight this maybe. That just looks, I tried to highlight it with purple. It just looks, you can't tell on screen. It just looks like a darker, it just looks like a darker black. How about this? Yeah, you can't tell. I'm trying my best to highlight it. Well, that's the best I can do. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Christopher. Flower Dragon says, what did we do last year? I forget. Let me check. I can tell. What did we do last year? Last year we did... Wow. Blew away last year. Last year we did 2,600. We did 2,600 last year, and we're already at 3K. And I haven't even started talking about anything yet. Okay. Christopher, holy shit, you're amazing. And then DB, what the hell? Thank you, DB, with another $200 donation. You guys are incredible. Okay, what should we do? Let's see for DB. What shall we do? What shall we do? What am I feeling? Let's do some Signs of New Terra. I like that one a lot. New Earth. And that brings DB to 500. Is that right? Is that easier to see? Let me look. Kind of. All right. Wow, you guys are going so fast, I can barely keep up with you. Goddamn. Okay. Sinful Lee. Did I say thank you to Lee? Thank you for the $10 donation. I may not have. Thank you for the $10 donation, Lee. Appreciate that. Because I know some of you guys are donating more than once. If someone gets over $50, let me know so I can put their name on the board. It's kind of hard for me to keep track, but I trust you guys. Battle Hardware, thank you so much to Battle Hardware coming in with a 50 donation. Let's do, what should we do for Battle Hardware? Let's do some tri-scales in the chat for Battle Hardware. Great. Thank you so much. We got all the emojis going in the chat for everyone. All right, we need to update. What are we at? We need to update this goal. You guys are absolutely incredible. We got to update this goal. Laura, thank you for reminding me to check what we did last year. We already blew past last year. Last year was 2,600. We're already at 3,000 this year. It's just so cool. So let's update this. Let's bump it up to. You guys are saying 5,000? No, 5,000. That's five. No, that. How about 4? Because we're at 3 right now. Let's do 4. Let's do 4. All right. We did it up to 4. Yeah, Ebony says over 30,000 meals for hungry kiddos. Isn't that great? All right, so we bumped it up to 4, which is just incredible. So let's see what's going on here. Great. So keep the donations coming in if you're feeling good about it, of course. And while that's going on, let's take a look at. Like I said, we're going to be taking a look at the real roots of Thanksgiving. We're going to be taking a look at Indigenous Americans' spirituality, metaphysical beliefs, archetypal expression, and shamanistic rituals, etc. It's going to be really cool. And then, of course, I will be eating as well some vegan food so you can embrace my awkward mukbang as we go forward. So let's jump right into this here. So what I'm going to put on screen right now, let's see, how can I do this? So can I move this so that the name, let me move this over here so you guys can actually see the names. I hate that the advertisements appear on this. The advertisements are awful. But basically what we're going to do is take a quick look, real quick, at what Thanksgiving is really based on, because there's a lot of misinformation about this. And so this is published on Forbes.com, but there's a lot of other sites that have this information as well. Hey, Damian Wayne, thank you so much to Damian coming in with a $5 donation. I appreciate it. So this article says, today, as millions of Americans gather together in celebration of Thanksgiving, many remain unaware of the real history behind the holiday. And this is important to understand because history gets rewritten, history gets changed. So we want to know a little bit more about what this holiday is based on. And that doesn't mean we can't enjoy this holiday. We absolutely can, like we are right now, but we want to understand the real roots of it and transform it into something that's about empowering individuals and giving thanks and giving back and enjoying family and friends in a positive way. And hey, someone anonymous coming in with a $20 donation. Thank you so much. It says here, while in school, most children are taught that Thanksgiving represents a feast celebrating Christopher Columbus's discovery of America. That's what I was taught growing up. More specifically, after an unidentified tribe of native people welcomed pilgrims to America, which was their land. They taught them how to live and care for their land, voluntarily gave up their land, and then all happily gathered for a celebration dinner, after which they disappeared into thin air as if they never existed. Most school history books teach that Native people handed off America to white people so that they could create a great nation dedicated to liberty, opportunity, and Christianity for the rest of the world to profit. The story typically taught is about Native people conceding to colonialism. So is that true? Is that right? Is that actually what happened? Because that's what a lot of us were taught. That's what I was taught growing up. And let's see. What? Oh, I was like, what is this? What is this black line? Is there a smudge on my camera? No, it's just the microphone arm. I was like, what is going on there? Let me move that a little bit. I don't like that. So that's what most people have been taught, but what's really going on here? Most American children are not taught about the savage, I can't even say this on stream, the savage essay, unaliving, and pillaging that natives endured during this time. Yeah, you don't learn that in school. At least I didn't. Another criticism of many primary and secondary schools' curricula is that very little is taught in school about the history and culture of the Native community in general. And that's absolutely right. I wasn't taught any history and culture of the Native American community. And that's exactly why today I want to take a look at some of their spiritual practices and metaphysical beliefs and understanding of archetypes and shamanistic rituals, because it's something that as we explore hidden knowledge and esoterica and the occult and Gnosticism, I think it's cool to take a look at all different cultures' interpretations of these ideas, and Native peoples have some very, very cool interpretations, as you'll see as we explore, because we want to understand this culture, because this world, as we build a teleocratic planetary civilization, a new world where we're all living together in harmony, we want to celebrate our diversity, not see something that is different from us as a threat or strange, but as an opportunity to learn, because we are all reflections of each other. We are all the one mind in particularity, exploring itself in diversity. So we should be celebrating our differences and learning from each other, not hating each other because of it, which unfortunately happens all too much. And you can even see this is going on today. Just look at all the news around you today. I think that there's a lot of parallels of things that are going on, and one can take a look at that. But I don't want to get into that too much, but I think you can, draw the parallels there yourself. But we're taking a look here. It says that 87% of state level history standards do not mention Native history after 1900s, let alone teaching students the tremendous impact Native people had on U.S. society. Due to the severe erasure of Native history, Thanksgiving has been whitewashed, and many have been taught an incomplete and in some cases inaccurate understanding of what happened. I'm getting hungry, by the way. I'm starting to, even though I don't like eating on stream, I am starting to get hungry. By the way, tell me in the chat, what are you guys doing to celebrate today? Do you have any food right now? Or did you already have food? What did you have? What did you eat? Did you hang out with friends? Did you hang out with family? Was it a positive experience? Was it a negative experience? Did you get to enjoy company, or were you arguing about politics and ethical? Tell me. I'm curious. Let me know. The good and the bad. Tell me about it. I want to hear in the chat. Let us all know what's going on. Christopher says, just ate a bagel. Let's see. Love says, I'm burning some sage for our people. I love that. That's great. Jan says, I'm making baby sweet potatoes and brown sugar. That sounds really good. God damn. Let's see. So it says the truth is that the Wampanoag tribe, among other native tribes, the fourth Thursday in November is considered a day of mourning, not a day of celebration. And that's very important to understand. For the Wampanoag tribe and other native tribes, today is a day of mourning, not a day of celebration. And this is something I think we want to be able to recognize, and which is why as we do celebrate this day and give thanks, we want to acknowledge all the pain and suffering that went along and use it as a time to spread awareness about that and understand these cultures better and celebrate them. So I think that that's a very important part of what we try to do here. This is why it says Thanksgiving reimagined. This is why we're about reinventing Thanksgiving, reimagining Thanksgiving by putting it in a positive light and understanding all these negative things that happen, being real about it, understanding truth, and being able to give back and create a healthy, positive day and positive experience for everyone. So it says here that although the Wampanoags did help the Pilgrims survive, their support was followed by years of slow, unfolding genocide of their people and stealing their land. It says here are 4 vital facts behind the real story of Thanksgiving. Susan, thank you for dropping that bit of information. So Susan says, today the Wampanoag tribe met in Plymouth for a day of mourning. Thank you for sharing that. I really appreciate that, Susan. That's great to know. Susan coming in with some good facts here. So 4 facts behind the real story of Thanksgiving. Number 1, although there are records of a celebration taking place, there is no evidence to support that the Wampanoag tribe was present or invited to the feast. An account said that 90 members of the Wampanoag tribe were present, but does not indicate that they were invited. Some historians believe that these 90 men were an army sent by Wampanoag leader, and I'm sorry, I'm not going to pronounce this name correctly, but Ausamequin, at the sound of gunshots, which was a part of the celebration. Number 2, to be clear, interactions between the Pilgrims and the Wampanoag people were anything but friendly. And the Pilgrims were the aggressors. During their first encounter with the Wampanoag people, the Pilgrims stole from the tribe's winter provisions. Which is, think about how screwed up that is. Although later, the leader of the Wampanoag tribe formed an alliance between the groups, the alliance was only established after the Wampanoag people were ravaged by diseases brought by European colonizers during the previous years. This decision was more to ensure was more so a measured attempt at survival than it was to ensure intercultural harmony. So it was something that was necessary to do to survive. Nancy Fewley, how are you? Shout out to Nancy Fewley with a $20 donation. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Rhonda says, I'm vegetarian, love cooking. That's great. So number 3, extreme discord continued after the first harvest when deadly conflicts between the white colonizers and native people erupted. After becoming allies, the Europeans went back on their promise. They went back on their promise and proceeded to seize native land and imprison, enslave, and execute native people. Number 4, Thanksgiving celebrations that took place among European settlers often followed brutal victories over native people, like the Pequot Massacre of 1636 and the beheading of the Wampanoag leader Metacom in 1676. So, as you can see, the version of Thanksgiving that most of us have been taught and is primarily taught is false. And really, this is rooted in severe mistreatment, to say the least, of Native American people. So it's important to understand that as we go forward, because we want to recognize that and understand. We need to know history. We need to know history. You would think, hopefully, so that history wouldn't repeat. But of course, we do see the repetition of history all the time. And, as Neogenians, we want to be conscious and learn from the past. And, this is really even something, again, this is one of those things that should be common sense, but humanity has just been mired in conflict and division and just outright insanity as they go through power struggle and domination and lusts for power. It's awful. So we want to acknowledge that, hey, this is clearly wrong and be very aware of what actually happened. So, hey, Sapphire, how are you? Thank you to Sapphire for a $33 donation. That's awesome. You just fed 330 kids. Well, provided 330 meals. So thank you to Sapphire. Appreciate that. So with that in mind, let's take a look at some indigenous people's understanding of spirituality. So this is going to be very cool. Let's take a look at this. So this is from a website called Daedalus, and it's the American Academy of Arts and Sciences. So let's take a look at this. This is some really interesting information. I'm going to be learning about some of this for the first time with you guys, because I briefly skimmed this, thought, hey, this is cool, let's take a look at this. So I'm going to be encountering a lot of this information for the first time as well. And I want to make it clear that, hey, look, I am no expert when it comes to the spiritual systems of indigenous peoples. And that just goes to show another reason why that it's important to look into these things and learn about these things, because there's a rich history and a rich culture here that we should be aware of. So let's take a look at this. It says here that the cosmic visions of indigenous people are significantly diverse. Each nation and community has its own unique traditions. Still, several characteristics stands out. So even though they're all very different depending on depending on each nation and each community, it varies. There are some commonalities. So what are these commonalities that they share? First, it is common to envision the creative process of the universe as a form of thought or mental process. Now, how cool is that? So, of course, in the Neogenian system, it's an idealist position, meaning that reality is fundamentally mind. This is a mental reality, and physical reality is ultimately generated from a mental reality. So, we also know that in Gnosticism, the Gnostics believed that this was a mental reality generated from the one mind of divine light. And we know that Kabbalah is very similar, a Jewish mystical system in which all reality comes from a mind known as the Endless One, or Ein Sof. And the Endless One, or Ein Sof, or the light of the Endless One, of the mind of this Endless One, ends up generating reality. Hermeticism is a little different, but very, very similar as well, having to do with reality being a pantheistic existence. And we see this in Neoplatonism as well. In Neoplatonism, we have the one that generates reality. We see this in Hegelianism, Hegelian absolute idealism. We see a little bit of this as well in Schopenhauer's idea as the world is will and representation. I gotta turn off the AC. It's getting a little cold. All right, that's better. It was just getting a little... Lonely Moon says, can we do more on the Kabbalah? Yeah, if you guys are interested in Kabbalah, absolutely. That's something that we can explore more if you all are interested in that. But anyway, so this is very cool. It says, first, it's common to envision the creative process of the universe as a form of thought or mental process. That's awesome. I love that. How cool is that? So second, it is common to have a source of creation that is plural, either because several entities participate in creation or because the process as it unfolds includes many sacred actors stemming from a first principle, the father, mother, or grandfather, grandmother. So how interesting is this? So second, the source of creation is plural, a multiplicity, for one of two reasons. Either because there are several unique entities that engage in creation, or because the process of creation as it unfolds includes many sacred actors or principles or creative forces stemming from a first principle, an originating principle, which is known as the father, mother, or grandfather, grandmother. And So first of all, this is really cool. So it's saying in some of these traditions, and a lot of these traditions, and a lot of these communities, you have these creative forces stemming from a first principle known as the father, mother, grandfather, grandmother. And I love that they're including, it's father, mother. It's not just father. It's not just grandfather, it's father, mother, or grandfather, grandmother. So first, now you have a mental existence that's coming from a first principle, from an originating source. And again, very similar to Gnosticism, very similar to Gnosticism, which has reality that emanates from the One, also known as the Father. Then you have Kabbalah, which comes from Ein Sof, the endless One. Neoplatonism, the One, and on and on and on and on. All these different. So we see really cool similarities here. Reality is mental. Some of these traditions saying that it stems from a first principle and a source known as the father, mother, or grandfather, grandmother. I love this, by the way. I think this is so cool. I hope you guys are enjoying learning about this. So I'm taking a look at the chat, by the way. I do have the chat up as well. So I am trying to keep an eye on that. Wikimchi, welcome. How are you? Glad you could join us. Let's see. Love, how are you? All right. So let's see here. We're talking here about let's see. Okay, so we're talking about first here that reality is stemming from a mental source of existence, okay? Reality stemming from a mental source of existence. Many of them, not all, but many of them say it stems from a first principle, the father, mother, or grandfather, grandmother. Now, third, another commonality that they share is that the agents of creation are seldom pictured as human, but instead are depicted as wakan, or holy, or animal-like, like coyote, raven, great white hare, etc., or as forces of nature, such as wind and breath. The Lakota medicine man Lame Deer said that the Great Spirit is not, and it's very cool that they call it the great, I love that, Great Spirit. That's such a good name for it. That the Great Spirit is not like a human being. He is a power, and that power could be in a cup of coffee. The Great Spirit is no old man with a beard. I love that. And it says the concept perhaps resembles the Elohim of the Jewish Genesis, the plural form of Eloi, usually mistranslated as God, as though it were singular. But anyway, so Lakota medicine man Lame Deer says that the Great Spirit, it's not like a human being, it's a power that could even be in a cup of coffee, meaning it's everywhere and permeates everything. And continues by saying, not like a human being. The Great Spirit is not an old man with a beard, clearly contrasting the popular, as the Christian God is popularly conceptualized as an old man with a beard in the sky that's creating things. Not so here. You have an eternal foundational principle that is unfolding in various creative forces, ultimately everything being mental, and this Great Spirit is a power, it's a force. And these powers and forces are represented as forces of nature, like wind or breath, and also animal-like, like coyote and raven and great white hare. And so what are these ultimately? Ultimately, these are archetypes. And so you have archetypal forces being represented as natural forces. So you can have them like represented as coyote or raven or great white hare. And this is very, very likely similar to how archetypes are presented in other traditions. Like, let's say in Kabbalah, you're having the archangels like Uriel, Raphael, Michael, Gabriel, etc. And these archangels all represent different forces. And so it's likely here that we're having coyote, raven, great white hare, etc., being representative of archetypes or forces, creative forces of nature. Let's see. Um, oh, Neogenian Oculus. That's so nice. Neogenian Oculus donating $50 to No Kid Hungry. Thank you so much. What should we do in the chat for Neogenian Oculus? Let's do some Triscales in the chat. I think that's appropriate for the Neogenian Oculus. And let's put your name up on the board. Appreciate that so much. That's so nice of you. Let's see. Let's do purple. And by the way, the Neogenian Oculus is going live this Saturday, and they're talking about, I believe, if I'm not mistaken here, dealing with some of the difficulties that one can have during the holidays, such as most likely dealing with shadow content, dealing with family and consumerism and conflicts that can arise there, like how to survive the holidays. I believe, I could be wrong, so please correct me if I am, but I believe they're going live this Saturday, and the topic will be something along those lines. So that was $50 from the Neogenian Oculus. Thank you so much. That's so nice of you. Just dropping all these pins today. It's because it's so close. It's hard to maneuver. So anyway, let's see here. Hey, thank you to Chaos and Raven, Tiffany Finch. Thank you so much for a $50 donation. Thank you, Chaos and Raven. What are you guys thinking, by the way, about what we're learning about these Native American spiritual beliefs? I think it's very, very cool, or indigenous peoples in general beliefs. I think it's very, very interesting. So it was Chaos and Raven. Hopefully I don't run out of room on this board. So what do we have going on here? Thank you to Sherry Ann for a $5 donation, and Elise a $23 donation. That's so nice of you. Thank you, Elise. Really appreciate that. You guys are great. What are we at? We're at 3.2 thousand. 3.2 thousand. What's our goal again? Is it 4K? Is that what we're doing? 3.2K out of 4K. We're almost at 3.3. So our exact amount is 3,288, which is absolutely amazing. So that's what we're at so far. Let's see. Sapphire, thank you so much for a $22 donation. Was that, are you at 50? Because I know you donated before. What was your previous donation? Where is Sapphire? It's hard to go through all these. Did you do, I want to make sure that I account for everyone. Yeah, you did 33 before. And now you did 22. Thank you so much. So we're at 55 total for Sapphire. Thank you so much, Sapphire. That's so nice of you. Let's do some Ad Astras in the chat. I believe Sapphire is at 55. I cannot hold these pins today. All right, great. So we have all the ad astras going in the chat for you, Sapphire. Thank you so much. Let's see. Jane Poirier, thank you so much for the $20 donation. You're great. Appreciate it. So continuing here with our exploration of Native American spiritual beliefs, very interesting stuff. We see here that it says, hey, Yulin Valor, thank you for Yulin Valor coming in with a $35 donation. Shout out to you, Yulin. Appreciate it. Thank you. It says, perhaps the most important aspect of indigenous... Oh, and I love this, right? Take a look. Perhaps the most important aspect of indigenous cosmic visions is the conception of creation as a living process, resulting in a living universe in which a kinship exists between all things. A kinship exists between all things. Thus, the creators are our family. Our grandparents or parents and all their creations are children who of necessity are also our relations. So this is so cool. Reality is generated for a lot of their beliefs from a first foundational principle, which results in a living universe where everything is related, where we are all family. We are a living family. And that's beautiful. I love that. That is so cool. And that's an aspect that we really want to get across in our Neogenian system, is especially as we believe a purposeful driven reality, a teleocratic planetary civilization, in that we are all interconnected and we are all in this together, and we are universal citizens. We're citizens of the earth. We're not citizens of any, we're not even just, it's just the entire, we are citizens of the universe. Every single one of us, we are interconnected. We are essentially the one exploring itself in its variations. So I love this idea of all of us being family, all of us being interrelated, all of us having a kinship. And there's a kinship between all things, not just people, not just humans, but all living things, all aspects of the universe. And I think that's so great, so cool, and very in line with our vision of a teleocratic planetary civilization. And can you imagine then the colonizers coming in and trying and forcing a lot of these Native Americans and indigenous people to become Christian? And Christianity, as it's taught by Orthodox Christianity, is such a lower form of understanding existence, rather than this, Christianity posits a more slave-like existence between a master god and a slave followers and worshipers, between this other idea, which is so much more healthy, regarding us being, I'm hitting the camera here, a living family, which is a fantastic idea. I saw this quote, and I don't know if this quote is accurate or not, because look, a lot of people spread memes online, and sometimes quotes get mistranslated. So I'm not sure if this is a bona fide quote 100%, because I didn't research it, but it's coming to my mind right now, and I want to mention it. But it's probably true. I don't know for sure if it is, but it's probably true. And I'm paraphrasing it, but it's this idea of a Native American speaking to some colonizer or missionary or something, trying to get them to convert to Christianity. And it's basically the idea of saying something along the lines. Let me try and look up the quote, see if I can find it so I don't butcher it. And if I can't find it, I'll just paraphrase it. Let me see if I can find it, this particular quote. Yes. Okay. So according to this is from an Eskimo or Inuit priest that said this. Again, I don't know how genuine this is. But anyway, the quote is from the Inuit priest. I believe it's what they're attributing it to. It says, "If I did not know about God and sin, would I go to hell?" And the priest replied, "No, not if you did not know." And then the Inuit replied, then why did you tell me? And so this isn't specifically related, but it's, I think we can understand. So this is what I was taught in Christianity as well. And I was taught about it in terms of Native Americans, because the question was basically like, well, if you never heard about Jesus, because according to Christianity, you have to believe in Jesus or else you will go to hell. But so the question is, well, what about people like Native Americans who never knew about Jesus? And the idea in Christianity is, well, if you didn't know, then God will have mercy on you and you won't go to hell if you didn't know. So the idea here is basically, from the Native Americans' perspective, why would you tell me about it if now you tell me, you're telling me about it now, so now you're going to subject me to hell, basically. The logic is really crazy, because that's what I was taught, essentially. In Christianity, as I was taught, if you don't know about Jesus, then you're not going to go to hell. But if you do know about Jesus and you choose not to follow Jesus, then you will go to hell. So it's like, why would you even tell me about that then? So it's kind of like, you guys remember the game? If you remember the game, you just lost the game. It's kind of like that. Not exactly like that. A lot worse. But yeah, interesting nonetheless. And, just terrible, spreading this, awful form of Christianity and forcing it upon indigenous people. So let's see. Hey, Anonymous coming in with a $10 donation and another $20 donation coming in from Anonymous. Julie says, I absolutely love this conversation. It's much needed. I love it too. I think it's really cool. I love learning about this. I'm learning about this stuff as well. Because it's not something that we're really taught in our culture, and we should. So let's take a look. So Lame Deer says, we must try to use the pipe for mankind, which is on the road to self-destruction. This can only be if all of us, Indians and non-Indians alike, can again see ourselves as part of the earth. See, this is the kind of attitude that we need to have, and this is the kind of attitude that leads to a connected and interconnected world. Lame Deer says this can be done only if all of us, Indians and non-Indians alike, can again see ourselves as part of the earth, not as an enemy from the outside who tries to impose its will on it. Because we also know that being a living part of the earth, we cannot harm any part of the earth or any part of her without hurting ourselves. We cannot being that we are a living part of the earth, we cannot harm any part of her without hurting ourselves. I haven't read this before, by the way. I'm reading this for the first time with you guys. I skimmed the very first couple paragraphs, but this is what we talk about all the time in the Teleocratic Society, how when one starts to attain all awareness and a hyper-awareness, interconnectivity and unity will automatically happen because you realize that we are all aspects of each other, and to harm another is to harm yourself. So it would be like hitting your own hand with a hammer. You're not going to do that because you're hurting yourself. So you wouldn't harm another person because we're all interconnected. And see, I love this idea. And when we have people who have these beliefs, these are beliefs that we can all be united on. So it doesn't matter if one interprets reality as being, from the archetypes, using it in the lens of the archetypes of the coyote and the great white hare, etc., or Uriel and Raphael, or cosmic forces, or whatever. It doesn't matter what label we apply to it, but as long as we realize that underneath it all, we are all interconnected and we are here in this together and we're all this cosmic family, universal citizens, and we are here to be we are part of the universe, not from the outside trying to impose our will on it. And we can't, being a living part of the earth, we cannot harm any part of her without hurting ourselves. I think that's great. I love that. So well put. This is the kind of attitude, this is the kind of all awareness, awareness beyond self-awareness, all awareness that we need to have and must have to build a planetary civilization. This is what we need to reach the next phase of reality, and individuals who understand this are the ones paving the way for this future. And I love this. This is so cool. This is why we need an interconnected system. And it doesn't matter what culture you are or whatever. We are all citizens of the earth. We are all part of the family. And we need to act like it, behave like it, and build a world that reflects that. Right now, the world is in division because it reflects simple self-awareness. Simple self-awareness is about preservation of the self and fear of the other because the other represents a threat to the self. And so people who are self-aware gather together in groups because group protection provides more protection for the self. And then you have splintered groups that all arise and they fight with each other because now you have these groups that see the other groups as a threat. And so we have a world that's based on that. This is why we have a splintered world, a fractured world, a world of warring nations all trying to impose their will on one another. We require a new level of awareness. We require all awareness and ultimately hyper-awareness to build a new world that reflects that new understanding that we are all interconnected. And this attitude right here that Lame Deer is putting out is the exact kind of consciousness, the exact kind of understanding necessary to build that new world. Let's see what else we have here. I'm getting hungry. I think pretty soon I'm going to get some of that food because I am starting to get hungry here. This is a really long article. And there's so much. I love this. Respect and humility are the building blocks of indigenous life's ways. They preclude the arrogance of aggressive missionary activity and secular imperialism, as well as the arrogance of patriarchy. Okay, there's just so much I want to read here. This is so interesting. So not only this great article, but I have another article talking about shamanism. And I believe this gets into, I think this gets into like psychedelics and things like this. I believe in the role of psychedelics in Native American spirituality, dealing with shamanism, which is extremely cool. What is a shaman? A shaman is a spiritual leader. They possess special abilities to connect with the spiritual realm, communicate with the spirits, and perform healing ceremonies. Shamans receive their ability through training and initiation by other shamans. So anyway, there's a lot more I want to read, but I'm starting to get a little hungry. I think I might get that food ready. I just have to heat it up. I have it ready to go. It's just I have to heat it up here. So I'm going to go get some food and bring it back. I'm not going to go eat. I'm going to eat on camera, which is super awkward, but we're going to do that. I'm going to do that. If you have some food, get some food too. Go get some food right now. Grab it, bring it back. And if you already had dinner, get some dessert, whatever it is. I'm going to be about probably 5 minutes or so as I just go heat this up. Damien says, we'll eat with you. Awesome. Love it. Excellent. Let's see. Let's go. Let's go do that. All right. What are we at, by the way? What are we at? 3.4. Holy shit. When did that happen? Let me look exactly what the numbers are. 3,400. $3,410.15. Last year we did 2,600. We blew away last year. We're almost at 1,000 more than we did last year. Almost. Not quite, but almost. And we're just 600 away from hitting our goal. That's awesome. Ooh, that sounds great, Melinda. How you doing? Ice King says, "Does weed count as food?" That's your call, my friend. Let's see. All right. I don't want to leave, but let me go heat up the food, and then I'll be right back. Right. Hello, 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 hello. I'm back. What's going on? Did I miss anything? Let me make sure we're all good here. All right. Bring up the chat. Let me move the chat over here as well. I think that's better. I kind of like the chat there, actually. It's kind of cool. All right, hello everyone. So we are at 3.4K, which is absolutely crazy. Out of our $4,000 goal, benefiting No Kid Hungry, feeding hungry kids. How's everyone doing? Did you guys get some food? What did you get? Let me show you what I got, because I am starving. I am absolutely starving. Let me show you what I got. If you can see it on camera, I have... Make sure you can see it properly. Try and get the camera to focus. It won't focus if my head is in there. But let's see what we got. So we have here is jackfruit, applewood smoked jackfruit. So this is sort of the turkey, the vegan turkey analog. It's jackfruit, applewood smoked bacon, not real, obviously not real bacon. Jackfruit, which is great. Then we have roasted Brussels sprouts with cranberry sauce, stuffing, and mashed potatoes, of course. And I have also extra thing of mushroom gravy for the jackfruit. So let me see. I'm gonna try and make room on my desk here to actually be able to consume this. Oh, hey Mark, thanks for becoming a member. Appreciate that. Jan says, "Ew to Brussels." I love Brussels sprouts. Are you kidding me? I'm gonna put in the vote. Let's do a poll right now. Do you like Brussels sprouts? I love Brussels sprouts. Brussels sprouts are so damn good. Poll right now. Brussels sprouts. Brussels sprouts, yes or no? Simple poll. Tell me. I want to know. What do you think? All right, so we're going to chill. As I don't think I missed any donations unless someone anonymous donated 20. If you did, thank you so much. Let's chill. Let's eat some food. I'll give shout outs for any more donations that come in. And I want to see what you guys are doing. What do you all... Oh man, shit. I'm already dropping. See, eating on camera is not my forte. This is not my area of expertise. Let's see, maybe if I move this to the side. Previously, I have not had a microphone in my face like this when I've done this, and this makes it a little more challenging because this is where my hand is supposed to be. So let me see if I can move. Can I move this microphone's perhaps to the side? Ugh, my monitor's in my way. How can I do this? Above my head, maybe? Maybe like this. It's weird, but it might work. Oh, it blocks the names. Well, that's okay. We'll deal with that later. But can you guys hear me okay? I'm kind of oh man, it kind of blocks the chat too. That should be better though. As long as you can hear me. All right, so we got the food. And I'm actually really hungry. So tell me in the chat, is anyone eating as well right now? Are people religious chatting in the chat? The whole point here is talking about how religious beliefs were imposed on the Native Americans. So don't come in trying to impose religious beliefs. I don't know if that's what's happening, but I wouldn't be surprised. This is so good, by the way. Pook says, I have a little bowl of cubed potatoes. Just cubed. Are they roasted? Are they what? How are they cooked? Jan says, I want to try that jackfruit. Jackfruit is very good when it's cooked correctly. So if you want to get jackfruit, if you're making something that's sweet, it doesn't matter. Get any jackfruit you want. Like if you're making, so jackfruit is usually used for like pulled pork, because you can't really see it because my camera's not focusing on it, but it has a very stringy texture. But it's a fruit, so it's sweet. So it's sweet. So you can make things like pulled pork sandwiches with it. However, if you get young jackfruit that's not ripe, unripened jackfruit, it's not sweet. So you can make dishes that aren't supposed to be sweet with unripe or it's called young jackfruit. So I much prefer young jackfruit. If you're ever trying to get jackfruit as a meat substitute, get the young jackfruit because it's not sweet, and you can season it like you would regular meat. It's not as sweet, at least. It's still a little sweet, but definitely not. You know, it's really not sweet at all actually if you get young jackfruit. Jan says I have cans of it. I do too. So also here's the thing. Last time I did this, I didn't have a microphone like this. So you guys can probably hear my chewing terribly, can't you? See, that's awful. I hate this. I don't know how streamers just eat all the time on camera and like that's their thing. Say that, oh, no, that I would not be happy doing that. But Jen says you can't hear it. Oh, that's good. Maybe it's because I'm not. Should I should eat into the microphone, actually. Like Brad Pitt in Ocean's 11? What? I don't know if I've ever seen Ocean's 11. I like Brad Pitt. I don't know if I've seen Ocean's 11 though. Yeah. I was like, should I put the gravy on the jackfruit? Yes. Good choice. Gravy on the jackfruit, absolutely. It's a mushroom gravy. It's really good. And by the way, I am vegan, transitional vegan to be specific. And so in Neogenianism, one of our principles is reducing unnecessary suffering reduction. And so we encourage individuals to reduce the amount of meat in their diet so that we can try and transition to a more sustainable world where animals aren't suffering. It's not required to be vegan or transitional vegan to be Neogenian, but we at least, say look into why we do support it and why it's important and how it aligns with our view of a world where we are reducing suffering. And vegan food is really good if you get the right kind. There's some vegan food I'll tell you straight up, some vegan food is nasty. But if you get good vegan food, it's amazing. Like there's all these different types of vegetables and flavors that most people don't try because they stick to the same. They eat fish, pork, beef, and chicken. And they just kind of cycle through these same foods in different ways, but over and over and over. There's such a huge variety of flavors and types of vegetables and things that, like jackfruit. Who's had jackfruit? If you're not vegan, you probably haven't had jackfruit, even heard of it, but it's really good. Hey Eric, how you doing? Nice to see you here. These Brussels sprouts, which I'm eating right now, by the way, are fantastic with the cranberry sauce. And our poll right now, 84% of people like Brussels sprouts. 84%. Look at that. Brussels sprouts get a bad rap, but look at this. Times are changing. It's a new paradigm where Brussels sprouts are celebrated. They're really good, Sapphire. I'm really glad, by the way. Thank you so much to everyone here right now. Thank you for joining me on this awesome, stream that we're doing. And I love spending Thanksgiving with you guys because this is what it's all about. This is an important community. We're here to create a new world, establish a new consciousness. And I'm thankful for all of you, every single one of you, our moderators, all of you who joined today. We're not done, by the way. It sounds like and goodbye. No, we're not done. But I'm just saying, thank you all. You guys are great. Hey, Vibrational, how are you? Telio says, do animals have eternal minds? Yeah. We are all eternal minds. We are all zetas. We are all eternal beings of frequencies. The physical forms are just avatars. So whether it's a fish or a pig or a spider or a human, these are all just avatars for eternal minds. So technically animals don't have eternal minds. Animals are eternal minds expressing themselves through an avatar, through an animal avatar. I'll tell you what my least favorite thing is. It's still really, all of this is really, really good. But my least favorite thing is stuffing. Well, see, that's not true. Stuffing for me is really hit or miss. I would say probably 80% of stuffing out there I don't like. But every now and then you get stuffing that's amazing. That's how I feel about stuffing, at least. Janelle says my least favorite is cranberries. I like cranberries as a sauce. Like I like them with the Brussels sprouts. I don't like them by themselves. I'm not just going to eat cranberries. Well, I mean, I still will. I don't hate them, but I prefer them as a sauce. Damien says, Morgue, if it's not too personal, I remember you said you grew up very Christian. Have you been able to get along with your family? Since then, I'm kind of on this weird boat. So my mother's side is very Christian. My father's side is not. I get along with my father's side. Great. I have a great relationship with my father. My mother's side of the family, that's a little different. They're very, very Christian. Some of them I have been able to maintain a relationship with. Others, it's been really rocky, kind of difficult, hard to navigate. So it's definitely a work in progress, I would say. Ideally, with my mother's side, I would like to be able to come to a healthy relationship where religion doesn't play a part into it. It's been difficult to achieve that, but I'm hoping at some point that perhaps could be a possibility. Anonymous coming in with a donation. Anonymous donation coming in. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Damien Wayne says, absolutely, I definitely relate. Yeah, that's the thing. Y'all aren't alone. I know a lot of you have religious trauma syndrome. Not all of you, of course not. But I know a lot of you do. And all the difficulties that come along with that. So remember, you're not alone. And I love when you talk about things like this because it's important to bring awareness about the difficulties that religion imposes. Oh, that's so nice, Ebony. Remember, only do it if you can afford it, but that's very nice of you. This is so good. I'd have to say I think that the Brussels sprouts are probably my favorite. All right, tell me. I want to know. Tell me what's your favorite Thanksgiving dish. But it can't be meat. I know a lot of you probably still eat meat and turkey and all that. But I want to know what your favorite is, not counting meat products. So, what's your favorite Thanksgiving dish? Brussels sprouts? I wish I had some pumpkin pie. I really like pumpkin pie. But I don't have any. A lot of people saying yams. Jan saying yams. Or sweet potatoes. Oh, those are really good. They're so good. Yeah, I can agree. Those are great. Green bean casserole. Green bean casserole for me is hit or miss. I have to be in the mood for it. But I do like it sometimes. Heretical says pumpkin pie up there with sweet potato casserole. I don't think I've ever had sweet potato casserole. But pumpkin pie, sweet potatoes, they're so good. I always get sweet potatoes and yams confused. Yeah, I get those confused often. Susan says sweet potato or yam casserole. I've never had a... What is in a yam casserole? I know yams are in a yam casserole. But what else? My nose runs when I eat food sometimes. Does that happen to anyone else? I don't know why. Don't know why that is. It's very annoying. Marshmallows. Yeah, I can't eat marshmallows. Marshmallows aren't vegan. Though they do have vegan marshmallows. Marshmallows belong on yams. I've never had marshmallows with yams before. That's interesting. I'd like to try that. Susan says marshmallows, pecans, cinnamon. See, marshmallows sound great. Pecans, I don't know. I'm very iffy about nuts. I don't usually like nuts in things. Like ice cream? Don't be putting nuts in my ice cream. Ice cream's not supposed to be crunchy. Yeah, I don't really. I'm trying to think if there's anything where I actually like nuts in it. I'll eat nuts as a snack by themselves. But I don't really like nuts in things. They're very distracting. I feel like nuts are extremely distracting. It's like, you know, it's like you're trying to eat food and then someone's just blowing a horn in your ear. That's what nuts in dishes are like. You're eating the fruit, it's great, and then crunch. What is this? What is the... I don't know. This is unexpected. It's unpleasant. Susan says, I agree, nuts don't belong in brownies. Absolutely not. Not in brownies, not in cookies. I feel like I'm doing a green eggs and ham thing. I do like nuts. I will not eat nuts. Not in a rut. Not in a hut. I do not like nuts. I like them by themselves, but not in things. Especially not candy bars. I'm looking at, for those who don't know, the Neogenian Oculus, Susan, Philip, and Jan went live for a Halloween special, and they rated candy, Halloween candy. Oh, no nuts and candy bars. No, thank you. I can't think of anything that I like nuts in, actually. I like them by themselves. Pistachios, almonds. Sunflower seeds. That's not a nut. What am I talking about? It's a seed. Walnuts is a ground meat substitute? I've never heard about that. Ren says peanut butter. I do like peanut butter, actually. Why does my nose run? I hate that. Was peanut butter, yeah. Peanut butter I like. But see, crunchy peanut butter? It's got to be smooth peanut butter. Maybe crunchy peanut butter if in just like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Maybe. Oh, see, I don't know. You know, that's weird. That I can't think of anything with nuts in it that I actually like. Never thought about that before. Is there any dish with nuts that I like? I don't think so. It's the Brussels sprout. Okay, Jan, we'll end the Brussels sprout polls triggering Jan. We'll end the poll. I think we have made our point sufficiently clear. Pook says, I love the crunchy peanut butter. It adds excitement. It adds the oomph, the crunch. It does. But I don't know if I want oomph. I don't know if I want my peanut butter to be I don't know. See, that's too much excitement. It's like, whoa, I'm trying to relax here and enjoy my food. This is too much adventure for me. In salad? See, I don't really like nuts in salad either. Sunflower seeds, but that's not a nut. Hey, $50 donation coming in from Anonymous. Thank you so much, Anonymous, with that $50 donation. I appreciate it. That's awesome. That's 500 meals for kids.
Jan says walnuts with raspberry vinaigrette and spinach. That sounds good. See, I don't know if I would actually prefer. I'd probably like it better without the walnuts. I would still eat it. Raspberry vinaigrette sounds really good. I love strawberry salads. Strawberry salads are so good. I love strawberries in salads. You know, Damien, I've never actually seen American Horror Story before. Surprisingly. All right, question. So I asked you what your favorite dish is. What is your least favorite dish? What is the dish that you hate? What is the dish that at the table you will not touch? That fills you with disdain? What is your least favorite Thanksgiving dish? Mine, nuts. That's not really a dish. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. You know, I've never had pecan pie. But I've never had pecan pie because I feel like I would hate it. Because it's just a nut pie. And see, here's the thing. I don't really like pie. So I like the filling of pie, but I don't really like the crust. Unless it's a very specific kind of crust. Like in cheesecake, I like the crust, but that's not a pie, that's cheesecake. And I'll like the crust, and if the crust is softer, like pumpkin pie usually has a soft crust. Pumpkin pie usually has a soft crust, and so I like it. But pies with more crunchy crust, like raspberry pies or whatever, I like the filling, but the crust, no thank you. So I don't really like pies. I don't like nuts. So the idea of a nut pie, I don't know about that. I mean, I should really try it, though, because I've never actually had it. But still, the idea, I don't know. I should try pecan pie. Everyone says it's good. I've never tried it. Stuffing would probably be my least favorite, depending on what kind of stuffing it is. So, my grandmother, the stuffing my grandmother makes is so good. Unfortunately, I can't eat it now that I'm vegan because it's inside the turkey. And I think even because she makes some that isn't in the turkey, and I think even that has like, it might have little tiny pieces of turkey liver in it. I think that there is a little bit of something in it that's not vegan. I don't know what it is, but that's great. But for me, stuffing is really hit or miss, and it depends on. So I think most times the stuffing is not made good, and I don't like it. But it depends, though. Oyster stuffing? Jan, no. Oh, no. No. Oh, no. I don't like that. I don't like thinking about that. That's just horrific. Angela says, what about a good carrot cake? Carrot cake's great. I love carrot cake. I'm with you there, Angela. Mark, how are you? Did you just come in? Nice to see you. I'm glad you could join us. I hope you're feeling good today. Always good to see you. Good. I'm glad you're feeling a lot better. I'm happy about that. See, this stuffing has... Is that a raisin? Is that what this is? No. What is that? Is it a cranberry? It's not bad stuffing, but it's not my favorite part of the meal. It's okay. It's okay. Barberries? What are barberries? I've never heard of that. Oh, that's great, Ebony. Love that. Oh, Flower Dragon says, what about fruitcake? Personally, no thank you. I'm trying to think if I've ever actually had fruitcake before. It doesn't look good. It looks weird. What is even in fruitcake? Isn't that the cake with like weird gelatin pieces in it? What's it? I don't think I've ever had fruitcake. It looks weird. I don't even know what's in fruitcake. Candied fruit. Huh. Jan says, I don't know, but I'm afraid of it. Yeah, it looks kind of scary. But to be fair, I've never had it. All right, I'm actually almost done here. Yeah, Susan says it has the weird red and green things that are so gross. Mm-hmm. What are those? What are those things? To me, they look like... I imagine them like... Oh, God, why does... I hate that my nose runs when I eat. What do they remind me of? Almost like gummy bears or something. I've never had it before. But it looks like they're almost some kind of gummy bear type thing. I think it's candied fruit in a cake. Huh. Like candied ginger? Oh, no. No, thank you. I don't like ginger at all. I hate ginger. No, thank you. So candied ginger? That sounds like hell. That's terrible. No, thank you. Flower Dragon. They're like gummy bear pieces, only with sugar on steroids. I don't want that. No. Man, I wish I had some pumpkin pie for after this. Mark says cherries and 5 different kinds of nuts. In the fruitcake? That sounds like that's a nut cake. If your fruitcake has cherries with 5 different nuts in it, that's a nut cake with cherries. That's not a fruitcake. That's right, Ebony. No nut pies. No nut cakes. No nuts. That's right. Jan says, I'm really passionate about cake. What's your favorite cake, Jan? What is your favorite cake? My favorite cake is probably, I love cheesecake, but I really like Black Forest cake. This Black Forest cake is so good. I love Black Forest cake. So those are probably my top two, cheesecake and Black Forest cake. But I'll tell you right now, German cheesecake is gross. Who has had German cheesecake? German cheesecake is weird. So I remember getting German cheesecake, and in it, it had grapes, like green grapes. So first of all, it's cheesecake and green grapes. And you know how normal cheesecake is very smooth. This, it was not smooth. It was very dry and gritty and granular. So it was dry, gritty, and granular with green grapes. It was not a good time. I did not enjoy that. I love cheesecake, but stay away from German cheesecake. Now, Black Forest cake, which is a German cake, Black Forest cake is good. Have you guys had Black Forest cake? I'm sure most of you have had Black Forest cake. With the cherries and the whipped cream. And I haven't had that in years because it's not vegan because of the whipped cream, but I need to find a vegan Black Forest cake. Jan says, I like German chocolate with the coconut frosting. So, I like, I don't know if I've ever had coconut frosting. German chocolate cake is great. That's the one where it's like chocolate with, I don't know how to describe it. I think I know what you're talking about. That's really good. I like that a lot. I don't think I've ever had coconut frosting. I don't like coconut if they're pieces. If it's just like coconut milk to make frosting, that I would like that probably. That's fine. Coconut milk, coconut, things made out of coconut but I don't like the coconut consistency. Like when you have cake with those like coconut strips or whatever. Oh, I can't stand that. It's like having little pieces of paper or confetti or something in your food. Yeah. Too much like a nut. What is a coconut? Is a coconut a nut? Is a coconut a nut? What is a coconut? It's a nut in its name. There's no coconut pieces in the German chocolate cake. Yeah, Mark says it's not the flavor, it's the consistency. Exactly. If you have things made out of coconut milk, that's fine. Flavor doesn't bother me. But yeah, the consistency. If it's the actual coconut, no thank you. Coconut is a fruit? How is a coconut a fruit? Isn't the requirement to be a fruit that it has to have seeds inside of it? I mean, isn't that what defines a fruit? Because like tomatoes and bell peppers, they're fruits because they have seeds inside. coconuts don't have... Mark says it falls under a subcategory known as drupes, which are fruits that have an inner flesh and seed surrounded by a hard shell. Mark says it's got a seed inside. It has a seed inside? Or it itself... What? I'm looking this up. Coconut seed. Oh! There's a seed in it? I've never actually bought a coconut and looked inside of it. Wait, there's a seed in it? I thought that there was liquid. Is the liquid... Okay, so where does the liquid come from? Is the liquid inside the seed? Because I'm looking at a picture of a coconut. I don't know how... This is now a coconut stream, I guess. I'm looking at a picture, and so there's the coconut, and then there's a seed in it, which I didn't know was there. So where's the milk? Is the milk in the seed? I don't know. I'm sorry. I am not educated on coconut structure. The liquid, yeah, like the liquid in the coconut meat. Coconut water and flesh and one seed inside. Milk is in the seeds. That's weird. I think calling a coconut... I don't know. Calling a coconut a fruit is kind of a stretch, I feel like. I mean, I don't doubt you. I believe that that's what it's categorized, but... Weird. Okay. Just have a couple more Brussels sprouts here, and then I will be done. Hey, thank you, Shogun Ballistic. Glad you could be here. The milk was in the seed. Really? One seed is the coconut you see in stores. When harvested, it has thick skin on it that is removed before sale. Interesting. Mark says it's a bit like how tomatoes are a fruit that everyone thinks of as a vegetable. But that makes sense. Tomatoes as a fruit makes sense because the seeds are on the inside. Bell peppers are a fruit too, right? Bell pepper seeds on the inside. Makes sense. Yeah, I guess this has a seed on the inside. I guess. But it's more like the whole thing is the seed. And you're just... looking at the different constituents of the seed. I guess I could see. I don't know. It seems like a seed. No, I don't know about this. All right. I forgot the microphone was right here. All right, I'm done. We are good. Let me just I gotta get a tissue. My nose is running. All right. That was really good. Mark says everyone is right about coconuts. They're effing weird. Coconuts are weird. Though I always thought that, I remember as a kid, there's a lot of coconuts in cartoons. At least when I was a kid. There's always coconuts in cartoons. People are always stranded on islands. Coconuts are always falling on people's heads. And they always drink from the coconuts. And I always thought, I remember as a kid just thinking that was so cool. Like you just drink from the coconut. And I was very disappointed when I actually tried coconut milk. I thought it was really gross. I haven't had it in ages though, which is really funny because I have coconut milk in some of the dishes I make. But I haven't actually I put it in the dish. I need to actually try it. I probably would like it now that I am an adult. Okay. So let's see what is going on. What are we at? 3,400? Is that what I'm seeing? Let's see. Almost 3,495. So basically 3,500. That's awesome. Let's read a little more. Let's see. See, I'm kind of torn because I have this whole other article about shamanistic practices. Anyway, sorry, I'm just getting distracted on which article I want to look at here. Let's just start looking at some of it because there's so much to go through. It's obviously such a rich culture. So taking a look at shamanism, it says sacred shamanic healing isn't just about treating illnesses, it goes deeper into transforming lives. Shamanic healing helps individuals reconnect with their soul's purpose and path by providing insight into their past, present, and future. It empowers individuals to take responsibility for their lives, step into their power, and create the life they desire. I love that. So cool. So much better than relying on a god to guide you and having to follow all these rules and whatnot. Love that. Sounds great. Let's see. Shamanic healing involves a deep connection with nature, ancestors, and spirit. Very cool. It helps individuals connect with their inner selves, which is critical in the healing process. Shamanic healings can help people reconnect with their spirituality and rediscover their innate power. Let's see. I'm just going to start reading some of this stuff because a lot of this is new to me. So, Slow Buffalo, a teacher, is remembered to have said about 1,000 years ago, "Remember the ones you are going to depend upon. Up in the heavens, the mysterious one, that is your grandfather." That's really cool. So up in the heavens, the mysterious one, like capitalized, capital M mysterious, capital O one, the mysterious one, that is your grandfather. Very much like the, one of Gnosticism, the one of Neoplatonism. In between the earth and the heavens, that is your father. The various emanations. The earth is your grandmother. The dirt is your grandmother. Whatever grows in the earth is your mother. It is like a suckling baby on a mother. It's very cool to look at nature, earth, all elements of existence as being this family. Very cool way to look at things. Much healthier way to look at things. Because now you're trying to cultivate connections and health rather than domination. When Winona LaDuke, a contemporary leader from White Earth and Shinabi land, tells us that Native American teachings describe the relations all around, animals, fish, trees, and rocks, as our brothers, sisters, uncles, and grandpas. That's really, really interesting. Interesting way to look at it. I like it. These relations are honored in ceremony, song, story, and life that keep relations close to the buffalo, sturgeon, salmon, turtles, bears, wolves, and panthers. These are our older relatives, the ones who came before us and taught us how to live. In 1931, Standing Bear, a Lakota, said when reciting an ancient prayer, "To Mother Earth it is said, you are the only mother that has shown mercy to your children. Behold me, the four quarters of the earth, relative I am. All over the earth, faces of all living things are alike. Mother Earth has turned these faces out of the earth with tenderness. O Great Spirit, behold them, all these faces with children in their hands." Very interesting. If you want to read this article for yourself, like I said, it's on the American Academy of Arts. Is that what it is? American Academy of Arts and Sciences. And I'll put a link in the chat if anyone. It's a very long article, so obviously I can't read all of it, but it's very cool. Look at this. So, Native people, according to Standing Bear, were often baffled by the European tendency to refer to nature as crude, primitive, wild, rude, untamed, and savage. For the Lakota, mountains, lakes, rivers, springs, and valleys and woods are all finished beauty. Interesting. That's very cool. Very, very interesting. See, I think when it comes to like the way we see reality, it is that we see nature as being an expression of us. And it's almost like that. So you sort of have, like they're saying, you have the Native American idea, which is all of this is part of life, and it's strange. The European idea that it's crude and primitive and wild and untamed and savage is strange to them. And so there's this idea that it's all part of us and we're growing. Now, in our perspective, it's interesting because, see, the European idea is like to dominate nature, to control that which is untamed. But it's looked at as something apart from us, whereas we look at it as something a part of us. Now, of course, we can still mold it and shape it according to our will. So we still are directing nature, and we do that when we build technology and all the kind of societal and cultural systems that involve, constructing cities and highways and all the technologies that we enjoy and all that. We are, in a sense, controlling nature, but I think the difference is to realize it's not about dominating something external to us. It's cultivating and harnessing that force by recognizing that it is us. In other words, we are the force of evolution directing ourselves, and we're doing it in a respectful way, not in a way that's not like this dominating sort of way. Anyway, very cool. I love all this. I put very, very interesting. I learned a lot here. I put a link in the comments if anyone wants to read it themselves. Hey, Shogun Ballistic, thank you so much for a $20 donation to No Kid Hungry. I appreciate that so much. I think what we're going to do... Oh, hey, Christopher, thank you for a $5 donation. That's so nice. How are you, Christopher? I'm glad you're still here with us, hanging out. That's great. So I think what we're going to do is hang out for a little longer, but then start, because we still have a members only stream to hang out if you guys want to hang out there. We don't really have a topic for the members only stream. We're just going to hang out. But I think we'll spend, just a few more minutes here, and then we will do a members only stream. So let's see. Hey, Esoteric Luna, nice to see you. I'm glad you could join us. How are you? I hope you're having a nice day. Oh, that's nice. Damien says, as a newcomer, I want to thank you again, along with the entire community, for being so fun and welcoming. I appreciate you all. That's really nice. I'm glad that you were able to join us here today. I'm glad you're having a good experience. That's awesome. So let's see, what are we at? Okay, so we're at $3,514, $3,514.61, which is almost 1,000 more than we did last year. Oh, thank you, Ryan. I appreciate that. David says, would you do a few videos looking into shamanic spiritualism in the future? Possibly, but I definitely want to research it more myself, because when I make videos about things, I like to be well informed and well researched. And currently, right now, I don't have the time to research it to such a degree that I would be able to make a video about it that I would feel happy with. I could just make. I have a certain level of quality that I like to maintain. I mean, I want to make sure that I have the time to properly research things. So at some point I would like to. Right now, probably not right now, but in the future at some point, I would like to do that. So anyway, we're at 3,500. Our goal was 4K, 4,000. Let me see here. I'm curious. Hold on, let me bring this stream up. How do I get to my own stream? Public. If you might hear an echo for just a second, because I have to mute the stream, just ignore it. If you hear an echo stream, just ignore it. Okay, if the echo should no longer be there. All right. So, great. We're at 3,500. Our goal is 4,000. What I'm going to do is I'm going to donate 500 and get us to that goal. So let me make sure it'll let me donate. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It should. Let me see. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. See if it goes through. Should go through. Yes. Excellent. Awesome. There we go. 4K. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. I'm not leaving just yet. I'm still gonna hang out for probably like 10 minutes or so. 10, 15 minutes. But holy shit, you guys. Like, thank you so much. You guys are all absolutely incredible. Last year we did 2,600. We did 4,000 this year. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much to everyone that has supported. Let's see. I'm just looking at the chat here. Oh, let me bring the chat up. There we go. And yeah, wouldn't that be nice, Jan? And so, real quick, thank you so much, Christopher. Holy shit, 2,000. Technically 2005. I didn't put the 5 up there. 2005 from Christopher. Thank you so much. DB, next in line with 500. Holy shit, thank you. And then everyone else Let's see who it was. We have Christopher, we have Janelle, we have DB, Renaissance Fairy, Crystal, Banjovi, Pooks82, Battle Hardware, Neogenian, Oculus, Chaos and Raven, and Sapphire. And then everyone else as well who donated today. You guys are incredible. Thank you so much. And again, I'm going to stay still for like 10 more minutes or so. But seriously, it's a great way to spend, like I said, reimagining Thanksgiving, giving thanks by giving back, no kid hungry. So we did 4,000. So that's 40,000 meals. That's 40,000 meals for kids. So cool. Carmen says, I was invited to participate in a shamanic peyote ceremony, and it was wonderful and intense. The ceremony took all night. How interesting. I've never tried peyote. I've never tried mescaline. I'm very curious about it. Remember, again, don't do anything dangerous or illegal. Never feel pressure to do any of these things. They're not necessary. But very, very interesting. Oh, I love all the emojis in the chat. You guys are great. You guys are awesome. Holy shit, Christopher, what the fuck? Oh my God, Christopher dropped another 1,000? Are you kidding me? Oh my God. Bringing us to a clean 5,000. That's crazy. What the hell? All the emojis in the chat for Christopher. Oh my God. That is just... Why isn't it not letting me... My YouTube is glitching. Oh, there we go. They're trying to do emojis for Christopher. There. Christopher, goddamn, thank you so much. Let's see what we got here. We got to change this now. Oh, sorry. There we go. 3,000. Technically 3,005. But 3,000 from Christopher. And we have all the emojis going in the chat for you. Thank you so much. Thank you. You're awesome. Appreciate it. Lisa says, Christopher, you are fantastic, so generous. Agreed, absolutely. Jan says, great to see all those kids being fed. I know, right? Like, that's why I want to keep emphasizing. It's sometimes easy to forget that, like, this money is actually going to help feed kids. It's not just some number abstract or anything like that. Hey, anonymous donation with $5. Thank you so much. Hey, Seal of Snipes, glad you're still here. How you doing? Yeah, that's awesome. Spectral says, Bumbolo, our resident rock star, agreed. Sinfully says 50,000 meals. Isn't that great? Should have had like a meal counter or something up here. So cool. So good. Man, I'm going to have to post about this. I'm going to have to make some posts on Instagram or something. Because that's amazing. So think about it. I originally set the goal to 1,000, and I thought, oh, okay, maybe we'll probably that's reasonable. Like by the end of the stream, we'll probably hit 1,000 by the end of the stream. Thanks to Christopher, we hit 1,000 before the stream even started, and ultimately, thanks to all of you, we got to 5,000. It's fantastic. Laura says, I love our Neogenian community. Me too. It's great. Agreed. Absolutely. Katrina, thank you so much for donating $50. Thank you, Katrina. Appreciate it. Your name's not up here yet, is it? No, let me put you on the board. If anyone else wants to get in the board, last chance, because we're just hanging out for a little longer. Then we're going to do a members-only hangout for just a little bit. Let me double check, make sure I spelled your name right. I believe I did. Yes, I did. Thank you so much, Katrina. And by the way, I'm not sure, but I think that even when the stream is done, the donation link is still going to stay up for about a day or so. For about 24 hours or so. That way, when people watch the replay, they can still donate. So even for whatever number we ended at, it still might go up a bit as people watch the replay, because you can still donate on the replay. For I think a day is what I set it at after this, something like this. Yulin says I donated 55 total. Did you? I'm sorry if I missed you, Yulin. Let me put your name up there. You're not up here, right? Okay, let me put your name. Let me see. Yulin Valor. What color should we do? Let's do red for Yulin. Valor. Yeah, so if any, because I know a lot of you are donating like $5 here, $20 here. If any of your donations add up to $50 or more, please let me know, because I'm unable to keep track. You said 55, right, Yulin? I'm surprised that I was able to actually create such a... Usually my writing skills on this is not very good, because it's very awkward to write on, I don't know, just the English. I aligned things quite well, and I'm proud of myself for the alignment that happened here today, because I thought it was going to be much, much messier than it turned out to be, but it's actually not too bad. Look at that. It's kind of professional. Look. Jan says you did good. Thank you. Hey, have a good night with Kimchi. I'm glad you could join us. So what are we at right now? Because we got a couple more donations in. 5,069. 5069. That's our number. So far. So far. All right, my friends, I think we're about ready to call it a night for the public stream, but we are going to have a members only stream, hang out and chill for just a little bit. So if anyone wants to be a part of the members only stream, come on over. It's all posted on the member sections, whether you're a member on Instagram or Patreon or YouTube, the link is there. Check it out. But thank you all so much. I had a great time with all of you today. Hey, love, thank you for donating $1. Appreciate it. Thank you all so much. Absolutely had a fantastic time with you guys today. It always makes holidays can be difficult, and I love spending them with you guys, and especially as we do them in a way that really helps. And in this nightmarish world of ours, with all the bullshit, capitalism and suffering and destruction and murder, and just the world, it's a shit show out there. It really is, and it really brings you down. And I love being able to get together with you guys and do something good. And, this is really what imagine if all the effort that's put into hatred and destruction and killing and death were put into positive activities like this. If we were doing stuff like this all the time, if everyone was doing stuff like this all the time. And we can have a world like that. We absolutely can. Is when people just need to change their minds. It all starts in the mind. It all starts in an idea. And you know, a lot of the indigenous people's ideas that they had, or have rather, are right in line with treating the world as a family, that we're all in this together, that we are collective. I love that. And we need more ideas like that. We need more of an attitude like that as we step into a new phase of existence and build a world on a new consciousness, a new mind, a new earth, etc. So let's see. Thank you all so much. I really appreciate it. Remember the Neogenian Oculus? Oh yeah, so all our mods, please post your links to your various YouTube channels. Jan, are you going live tomorrow? I know Jan usually goes live on Friday, but tomorrow's kind of a thing. So I don't know if you are. I'm assuming. Check out Jan's channel regardless. Jan goes live every single Friday, probably tomorrow. Let us know for sure. And then the Neogenian Oculus is going live on Saturday. They're going to be talking about the holidays, surviving the holidays, because the holidays can get kind of crazy. So check out them on Saturday, and then check out Mark's channel. Yeah, so Jan is going live tomorrow. So go subscribe to Jan. And check out the Neogenian Oculus. They're going live on Saturday. And then check out the Neogenian Whisper. The Neogenian Whisper is Mark's channel, who creates ASMR content with philosophical underpinnings and subjects, which is really, really cool. So Mark says, I'm back in the full swing of things. I'll be back in the full swing of things before long, now that I'm feeling better. That's great. I'm really glad to hear that. I'm sorry you weren't feeling well, but I'm happy that you're feeling good now. So that's great. All right, my friends. Thank you all so much. Glad you had a great time here today. I had a great time with you all. Thank everyone. Thank all of you. Appreciate it. I'll see you all at the various live streams. My next live stream, is right now in the members stream. But other than that, Monday, we're having a live stream. So I'll see you all on Monday. All right. So until then, my friends, I'll see you all soon. Have a great holiday, and ad astra.